Hi friends, and welcome to today's piano tutorial. My name is Josh, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to play every single song off of Justin Bieber's new album, Justice. Obviously, this is going to be a pretty quick tutorial of each song, a very brief overview, but I want to show you everything so you can learn whatever song you want to learn. If you're just a beginner, this may be a bit tougher because I'm going to be going so quickly, but feel free to slow things down if you need to, and I'm sure you'll get something out of it if you give it a shot. Anyways, be sure to give this video a like if you're getting any value out of it. It took a lot of work to make this one, so yeah, you can really say thank you by just doing that, or subscribing if you want to see more videos, or leave a comment, that'd be great. Anyways, let's get right into the first song. Alright everybody, so we're going to get started with the song Too Much. Now this song is pretty straightforward as far as chords go, and it's even in the piano, which makes it a little easier to play along and listen, but the structure of the song is a little confusing, so I'm just going to kind of play it straight through and kind of talk to you as I do it about the chords I'm playing. But yeah, here we go. So our first chord here is going to be this F sharp minor 7 chord, and then we're going to go to this D chord, and if you want to add this E, you can as well on your D chord, kind of as the added ninth. You can see I'm doing that. The intro is just the start of this verse, just the same. But moving on, now we have E, F sharp, and A, E, and D. Repeat that. And now go to B minor. And now for this line, C sharp minor to D, and then E, F sharp minor, C sharp minor, D, just like before. And now this line, and we go up to the D, A, and repeat that. But now go to B minor, and then we just repeat back to our F sharp minor 7 chord. It got a little bit messy there. Sometimes I played F sharp minor instead of the F sharp minor 7, but I think usually you can just play the F sharp minor 7 for all of them and it sounds good. But yeah, that's the first song. Alright, so this is the next song, Deserve You. This is a pretty fun song to play. Most of the chords are repeated through most of the song, so it's not too bad. But let's go over those chords first. We're going to have B minor, D over F sharp, and G. And now we're going to play exactly the same time, but the bass is going to change. So now we have B, a normal D chord with a D in the bass, and then go back to G. And yeah, playing those chords in time, it's going to sound like this. And yeah, so that's played for the intro, verse, and chorus. And then the pre-chorus is going to be a little different. We're going to play F sharp minor, G, B minor, and A. Repeat F sharp minor, G, and then we wait. And then we go on to the chorus. Last but not least, we have the bridge, and we're going to start here on the E minor chord in the bridge. Go D over F sharp to G. But now we go to this C chord, which is kind of unique, not in the key, and then go to B minor. Moving forward, E minor again, D over F sharp and G, just like before. But now we're going to go on to this A chord, and then end on this C chord, before going back into our verse, or root chorus. Like that. Alright, next up we have the song As I Am featuring Khalid. I just did a tutorial on this one right when it came out, so feel free to check that out if you want a little more in-depth, but the intro is going to sound like this. We're just going to be repeating this D sharp and then playing this bass line like this. And those chords, once you get past that intro, if you want to play the full chords, they're going to be this, B, B over D sharp, and E, or you could call this an E major 7 if you wanted to, because we're usually playing this top D sharp. Then we're going to go on E, F sharp, and G sharp minor. And in time, you can play it like this. And that just gets repeated. Moving on, we now reach my favorite song on the album, Off My Face. Now, I really like to show you how I like to play this to kind of match the guitar plucking, but let me first just go over the chords and then I'll kind of show you how I like to play it afterwards. So we're going to start here with the verse part, or intro, on this E chord. Now to a G sharp chord, C sharp minor, and B. Now in the chorus, we're going to play this progression, A, B, and then we're going to have this walk down now, E, B over D sharp, C sharp minor, B, and A, and that just gets repeated. Gets repeated one more time, and then we land on this A chord, and then we just go back to the B chord before moving on back to the verse or the bridge, wherever you are. Then we get to this bridge section, and the chords for this part are going to be C sharp minor, B over D sharp, E, E over G sharp now, A, back down to E, and C sharp minor, and B. And then those get repeated. All right, now let me quickly show you how I like to play it, just because I think it's really fun and I kind of want to share that with you. Here we go. And yeah, that's Off My Face. All right, everyone, so the next song we have is going to be Holy featuring Chance the Rapper. I did another video on this one if you want a more in-depth tutorial, but the chords we're going to have here are just going to be pretty simple. It's going to be like this: F sharp, C sharp over F, D sharp minor 7, and B. And if you want to repeat this top C sharp for all the chords, you can get something that sounds cool. Like in the chorus part more. You can play that. And then the only other chord is right before we go into the chorus, we're going to play this chord here. And that's just going to be a B chord over a C sharp. And that's everything you need to know to play Holy. Next up, we've got Unstable featuring the Kid LAROI. This song is very easy to play. We're just going to have 3 chords pretty much through the entire song, intro and verse and stuff. Those are going to be this: E minor, D, and C major. Just repeated like this. And those don't change at all until we get to the very end of the verse, and then we're just going to play C and D. And then in the chorus, we're going to have this new progression that I really like. I think it sounds really nice. And that's going to be these chords here: E minor, C with an added 9th, that's D, our added 9th, G, and B minor. And if you want to play the pattern that kind of goes along with that, it's going to be like this. now right here we have the MLK interlude, but there's nothing to show you here on the piano, but I encourage you to go listen to that one if you haven't yet. It's a good listen. Next up, we've got Die For You featuring Dominic Fike. This song's a bit more involved, but it's pretty fun to play if you get it down. So let's start with those first chords. We're gonna play B flat minor, excuse me, A flat, G flat, and E flat minor. And then, if you want to play this pattern, it'll sound like this. So yeah, that's pretty fun to play, and then that gets played for the verse and stuff. In the pre-chorus, we play this chord, D flat, and then go to an F major chord. And now in the chorus, we just have this 4-chord progression that gets repeated. It's a pretty standard one. Play G flat, B flat minor, D flat, and A flat. That just gets repeated. And then we end on this chord, F, which is kind of, you know, the cool funky chord that they end on before going back and doing this. And then the bridge is going to be exactly the same as the chorus. So that's it for this song. Next up, we have Hold On. In this song, the chords don't change too much either, so let's go over those. C sharp minor, B, A, back up to B, and then we're just going to have a slight change. C sharp minor, B, A, and then go to an E chord. And that progression where we're playing the exact same thing but just changing that last chord, that just gets pretty much repeated through everything except for the pre-chorus where we're going to have this slight change. So we start out like normal, C sharp minor, B, A, B, but then we're going to play this C sharp minor, B over D sharp, E, and A. And then if you want to play this little melody I like to play, it's just E and B here. And then once you get to the chorus, I really like to try to get my left hand involved because this is a very bass-driven song, and you can play something really fun like this. Alright, so the next song that we have to learn is going to be Somebody. This song has a very easy chord progression, but a little piano melody I'll show you afterwards. So we're going to start out with just this, C, D, E minor, and D. So that gets played for the verse. I know I'm playing it a little faster than they play in the song, but we got songs to get through. In the pre-chorus then, only a slight difference, we're just going to play C, D, and then go back down to C, and D. That's our pre-chorus. And then in the chorus, we're just going to add one chord at the end. We're going to be playing C, D, E minor, and then D, G, and C. So we're just throwing in that G chord before going over to our C again. All right, so then that little piano melody, it'll sound like this. First, the intro part. And then there's also some other part that goes something like this. I don't know. All right, so next up we have Ghost, and in this song we're gonna have 4 chords through the entire song except for in the pre-chorus where we're gonna change it up. But those 4 chords are just gonna be like this: B minor, G, D, and A. And in time we'll play it like this. So that's going to be the main chord progression, but then in the pre-chorus we're going to play this part. We're going to play E minor, F sharp minor, G, and then G, B minor, A. Just like that. All right, next up we've got the song Peaches featuring Giveon and Daniel Caesar. Even though this is a pretty popular song, it's actually one of the easiest to play. It's just going to be 4 chords throughout the whole thing. So we're going to start here, F major 7, and we're just going to be moving this exact same shape down for every chord. So F major 7, E minor 7, D minor 7, and C major 7. And I like to roll up a little in the right hand, just to give it a little more interest. You can add this A in the bass, and it just gets repeated like that. That's Peaches. Now we're going to learn Love You Different featuring Beam. This song, we're just going to have a few chords. We're going to start here, D flat major 7, F sharp minor 7, sorry, F minor 7, not F sharp, and then C minor. Those 3 chords are going to be repeated 4 times, and then we're just going to have a slight change on the last time. So instead of playing C sharp minor on the 4th time, we're going to go down to a B flat minor. So together it sounds like this. And then repeats. All right, next song we've got is Loved by You featuring Burna Boy. In the verse of this song, we're just going to have 2 chords, which are going to be G flat and D flat. And there's this little melody if you want to play that sounds like this. And then once we get to the chorus, it's going to change a bit. We're going to play this, G flat, and then we're going to play these transition chords, B flat minor, D flat, and then A flat. And then again, D flat, A flat, G flat. So really we're just moving between G flat and A flat, but we're going to have these chords in between. So together like this. And yeah, that is how the chorus goes. And then I think in the second verse, instead of playing G flat and D flat like we did in the verse, I'm pretty sure it's going to be just G flat to A flat and back to G flat like that. All right, next up we've got the song Anyone. This is also a song I really enjoy off the album. I did a whole video on this one if you want to watch that as well, but the chords for this one in the verse are going to be like this. We're going to start with a D, then go to a G, D over F sharp, and A. Repeat that in the second line. And then in the third line, we're going to change to B minor, G, D over F sharp, and A. And then we'll play the exact same thing we did before in this fourth line. And now in the chorus, we're going to have this chord progression. It's going to be D over F sharp, G, B minor, and A. And playing those in time, we'll get something like this. And yeah, that gets repeated 4 times for the chorus. Now here in the bridge, we're just going to have 3 chords, D, B minor, and A. And that's your bridge. All right, everyone, last but not least, we have the song Lonely by Justin Bieber featuring Benny Blanco. This is also one of my favorite songs, and I did a whole YouTube video for this one as well, so check that out. But in short, it's gonna be these chords like this, starting with the verse, G, F sharp minor, and B minor. Then in the pre-chorus, G, A, F sharp minor, and G. And then once we get to the chorus, we're gonna play this, G major 7, A, F sharp minor, and G. Putting those all together pretty quickly, it'll sound like this. This is the verse. Now skipping ahead to the pre-chorus. And then in the chorus, we get this. And there you go, that is it. And that wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like or to subscribe or to leave a comment. That'd be awesome. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Have a great one.